Well, husband, but you're separated, right?
Yes.
Michael?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Tell me about why you're here.
Basically, I'm suing him for back child support. We separated in October of last year, and around December we came up with an agreement. It's basically about $50 a week, not much, for our two children, 3 and 4. And it was being paid relatively regularly, but time went by, so I guess some things happened, and it really hasn't been being paid. So I would just appreciate things. Our son's in school, our daughter, she's going to Head Start this year, and I just need for the money to be consistent.
All right. Do you have a copy of that agreement?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please? Well, it looks like it's a legal agreement, sort
And
of
it
a
was
form
notarized.
agreement.
Yes.
That you may have gotten offline.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were married for how long?
5 years. Like, we're actually still married, but we're separated.
Okay.
We met Thanksgiving of 2002.
All right.
We were both stationed in the United States Army.
Both military people?
Yes.
All right.
We met while we were there in Korea. It was awesome. It was kind of like one of those things that happened. A lot of people say it, but it was very Hollywoodish. I met him. From that day, we were constantly together.
Now, you came to this point where you've been separated for 8 months. So what was the particular incident that led to this?
I started getting very tired. I was having headaches, nauseous. I thought that I was pregnant. Come to find out, I was diagnosed with a pituitary tumor, which is a brain tumor. A few months went by of headaches that were sending me to the hospital. This particular incident, he came home. I let him know that I was not feeling very well. He had to go to the store to get diapers or something that he was supposed to pick up before he came home. I let him know he's supposed to came back. He didn't.
What I'm trying to figure out is, during that incident, he was not there for you.
He didn't come home
that
on
the
time,
issue?
and then when I went to the hospital, he didn't call. I wasn't aware that he didn't call, but I didn't get out until the next morning, sometime in the afternoon.
Were you having problems in the marriage before this?
Yes. Some.
Okay.
Yes,
all right,
we
but
were.
this was the straw that broke the camel's back.
It was too close to death do us part for me, because
Yes.
I felt like if I can't depend on you, I'm very independent, I can be.
I can tell
But I
that.
felt like if you can't be there at this time when you can tell that I'm vulnerable, it upset me.
All right. And then that was too much for you, and you've sort of moved on. Do you think there is any opportunity for you all to reconcile?
I don't know.
All right. All right. Well, let me hear from Michael.
Yes, Your Honor. With that particular incident, she didn't mention that I had worked 80 hours that week. I was working at night at the time. I would work 11 to 7. Then I would get straight off of that job and go to training for another, potential job. And I also take the bus, so that's another 2 hours onto that you have to add that I'm traveling back and forth.
What does that have to do with you not picking up the phone to call her while she's in the
I couldn't
hospital?
stay awake. My body completely shut down.
Let me back it up for just a minute, because I can tell there's a lot here. All right? You both were in the military. The agreement is that you will pay $50 a week, and you're behind 8 weeks.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why are you not in a position to pay the child support?
I don't believe I should have to pay that child support because I watch our kids 6 days a week. And I also spend the money that I'm supposed to be giving her, I actually spend that in taking care of them while they're with me. Their diapers, their pull-ups.
Your Honor.
Food.
But that's not the agreement.
I lost my job, and it's been very hard for me to try and get one since then. She knows me. I'm not a guy that just sit around and not work.
How long have you not been working?
2.5 months. I work part-time on the weekends, 16 hours a week.
It's my understanding that you were in Iraq.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long?
I was in Iraq for about 4 months, Your Honor.
Alicia is indicating that there is an opportunity for you to get some counseling. She is suggesting that you may need some, and I want to talk with you about it.
Well, that does complicate things a little bit. They have an agreement for him to pay $50 a week, but he's watching the kids 6 days a week. Obviously, an agreement trumps that, unfortunately, but it's not like he's a completely absent father who isn't paying anything for the children. And then on the other hand, she has this brain tumor, which I imagine takes its toll on your body and your mental health. And then he's unemployed. It's just a mess. And it's really sad that her having a diagnosis was what led to their separation, because it's in that moment when you really do need your partner's support more than anything. So honestly, this is just all around a very sad story. Now, honestly, I think everyone would benefit from counseling, but his wife seems to have an idea of something that he needs counseling for, which I would argue she probably needs counseling too. But I'm curious to know why she decided to include that into this case.
How long have you not been working?
2.5 months. I work part-time on the weekends, 16 hours a week.
It's my understanding that you were in Iraq.
Yes, Your Honor.
How long?
I was in Iraq for about 4 months, Your Honor.
Alicia is indicating that there is an opportunity for you to get some counseling. She is suggesting that you may need some, and I want to talk with you about that. So when you were in Iraq,
Yes, Your Honor.
tell me about that.
The temperature is very hot. There's also a lot of shooting going on, bombings. You never quite know what's going on around you. Obviously, because of the situation over there, the people that are doing these things, you never know what they have in store for you as a U.S. soldier. So I was very paranoid, looking over my shoulder all the time. Very, when I get paranoid, that kind of takes me into a little bit of a depression. I kind of was wishing I was home with her and the kids. And basically, because of that, it just caused me, once I got home, she didn't understand that I needed time to adjust from that situation.
So how long from the time you were in Iraq that you get home that you all started having problems?
And right away, I guess.
It was kind of like after we had our son. I miscarried. He came home because I miscarried at 4 months, and I let him know. His colonel or whatever let him come back because I lost a lot of blood. I wasn't fit for duty, so they allowed me to actually go on orders to go with him to his unit in Arizona, which was about the end of July, early
So was
August.
it because of the miscarriage that he was able to come back from Iraq?
Yes.
I see. This is a lot on a couple.
Oh, yes.
Not to mention that you have children. You still have your brain tumor?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, this is a lot. You're both are soldiers and you're used to putting up a good front because you have to be strong. But you came here today for a reason and you have to believe that.
It's a lot to be a military wife, but I wasn't just a military wife. A lot that my family knew that was going on, or not so much my family, but my close friends, I dealt with because I was also a soldier myself.
Yeah.
But it's like he became complacent and I couldn't make him do anything, and it was beginning to affect me, him, and the children.
Well, maybe for a moment, if you could go back to the place where you went when you met each other, then you can listen to each other so that we can see where you both are. I could feel all the pain. As professional and articulate as you are, I could feel all the pain. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that you really gave up your life as soldiers for me, so that all of us, so that we can all have the freedoms that we have. Yet, look what you're going through. So I feel like you're depressed, but I want to understand it. So you went to Iraq, you get all of what's going on there. Is it bad as they're saying, or no?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe it to be that bad. And the stress part is not being able to decipher Middle Easterners that are safe to the ones that are dangerous, because some of them are on base with you while you're there serving.
It's really interesting to hear him say that because they did have people on the bases who were not American soldiers, and there were a lot of instances where they were bad agents. I will never forget this. I was at a birthday party when I was a kid, and a girl who I had known since we were 5 years old got picked up from the birthday party early because her brother was killed in Iraq by someone who was on the base who wasn't an American soldier. So that sentence right there hit home for me. And I can't imagine the stress that it causes being in that situation where you're supposed to be, more or less safe when you're on base, but you can never actually relax because you don't know if something bad will happen. You don't know if you're going to get raided. You don't know if the person they allowed to be on base is actually an ally or not. PTSD is no joke, and it's clear that he definitely has it. I do think counseling would be a good idea. I have PTSD. I wasn't a soldier in Iraq, but it affects every single thing in your life. So I really do feel for him.
You come home, and I guess you said that's when things began to go downhill.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why is that? Tell me what you were feeling.
I felt like I kind of felt paranoid all the time, looking
Did
over.
you?
Yes, I did. Looking over my shoulder and, I was on edge a lot. I didn't really want to hear a whole lot of people bossing me around and different things of that nature. You know, one-word answers. I didn't want to go into a whole bunch of, you need to do this, you need to do that right now, you know, as if she was one of my NCOs or sergeants or something of that nature.
By her being, she says she's more than a military wife because she is a soldier. I would think that she would be somebody you could talk to and say, honey, you know, let me tell you how it was there. And you could talk your military talk with her.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I thought, but I wasn't getting that. I felt like I was getting the exact opposite. Yes, I did. I did talk to her. I let her know exactly what was going on over there and how I felt about it.
No.
Did you tell her? But you know, sometimes men won't talk if you feel like it would make you look weak. Did you tell her, baby, I'm worried, I'm depressed?
No, I did not tell her that.
That's different. Do you see the difference?
Yes, I do.
You told me how it made you feel.
Yes.
And you were man enough to say, I was depressed. Do
Yes,
you
Your
think you're depressed now?
Partially.
Do you think you could use some counsel?
Yes.
Your Honor.
Wait, hold, baby. This is a big moment. Because when you get somebody who believes, you're the one who raised it in your lawsuit. You're the one who said that you thought he needed counseling.
Forget the years that I tried to get him to go for couples. This past, I think it was, I started going in May.
Yeah.
After we had a big incident. I said, well, maybe if I go, there might be some apprehension. If I go, maybe I can get him to go.
But see, Elisa, what's happening is...
And he's gone and he won't go.
I understand. Did you just not hear him say he'll go? See, you can't, you're being too historical.
I guess it's because I've heard empty promises. He just went with me.
I understand that, honey. Now, listen to Judge, okay? I'm a married woman, and you get to a point, we made an agreement between us that if it didn't happen within 72 hours, you can't bring it up. Otherwise, that's called historical. And we can't be into historics.
Okay.
Sound like a good rule, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
Because I would bring him all the way back to the crib when I was fussing.
That is a great rule. If it didn't happen in the past 72 hours, do not bring it up. Get over it. If it's really something that needs to be talked about, odds are it's gonna happen again. But I see what Judge Penny is saying. This wife, she's very jaded over her husband. It seems like she has a lot of resentment towards him because he wasn't able to show up for her in the way that she needed him to. And I can understand that. It is just different with men and being open and vulnerable with their emotions, especially someone who is a soldier, because you're taught to basically push everything down, to not feel it. I mean, my boyfriend was a Marine, so I see the mental aspect that it has to this day over a decade later. So I can understand that it's difficult for him to express these things to his wife because he's not supposed to really feel emotions when you're there. And he probably does feel very alone. From her perspective, she's just seeing an absent partner who won't let her in. And I totally can understand how frustrating that can be. So it really just feels like they're on two different levels completely, and they just need to find a way to meet in the middle somewhere, but it almost feels like she has given up and just doesn't think that anything he's saying is genuine.
The good thing about marriage counseling is you have someone there who will work through it with you. But if you don't love him anymore, then we don't need to be talking about this. I need to get right to the agreement and we can go on. But do you think you at least love him?
I do. I care deeply.
Do you think you love him enough to want, if some way you were able to, you'll never forget it completely. But you know, nobody in life is perfect. And as you know for yourself, I don't know, what is the prognosis with your brain tumor?
Right now, they basically, because I take a lot of medicine, and me being me, I haven't made it easy for them because I do go to school. I'm in my senior year for my business degree. So it's hard to balance all the medicines and make sure I'm coherent. But they're basically deciding whether they're going to do radiation or if they're going to do neurosurgery.
We need to talk. Come here. I know you're grown. This is the place where I bring the children. But we need to talk. Because you're talking about some degree. Okay, little girl. There's only one you. Do you understand me?
Yes.
You got a 3-year-old and you got a 4-year-old. Nothing can come before your health. I don't know where it is. Is it here?
It's like kind of like dead
right here?
center back.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You have to want this more than anything to go away out of your body. And you've got to fight like you're the soldier that you are, for your health and your well-being. You just like all the women who put everybody else before you.
I think that is my way of fighting. I feel like if I just sit back and not do what it is that I would be doing if it wasn't here, I feel like it defeated me.
Well, what you got to do, though, it's got to be your number one priority, and then you go to school. But if right now I had to deal with what you're dealing with, everything in my being, I'd be in that doctor's office every day getting radiation and everything that I have to do, and then I would go to school. I want you to fight for you first. But I know you're afraid. Oh, sweetheart, I know you're afraid. You're not going anywhere right now. Do you hear me? You just need somebody to tell you that. I know you're afraid. I couldn't even imagine getting that news. But I know what I would do. I would fight like I've never fought for anything in my life. That's what you've got to do. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Go back.
Okay,
All right,
thank
come
you.
here, baby. All right, sweetheart. It's going to be all right.
Oh my gosh. I feel like it's every other Judge Penny video that I'm putting on my tear blockers. Judge Penny really is just a gift to this earth. I wish she was still doing this show so I could come up with some case to sue, I don't know, my brother over so she could talk to me like that. But it's so true. I mean, she needs to fight for her health. She needs to put herself first and also just be there for her kids. School will always be there. Fight like hell against this tumor and let your husband back in. I mean, I feel like she was holding on to a lot of resentment, and so she kind of just pushed him away because it was easier than dealing with it, than going through the effort of healing that relationship. She has enough on her plate, and she does. She does have a lot on her plate, but this isn't the time to be adding to it.
Let's see, I got my hug. I wonder if Michael want a hug.
I can take a hug.
Man, you better do your thing. Anybody got to tell you to hug your own wife? Go on, do your thing.
Come on.
Now, I am not naive enough to believe that in 30 minutes, everything can change. But I did start out saying there was a reason why you all came. Do you believe that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. I believe that.
What do you think it was, Michael?
I think she's frustrated because I have not been able to give her child support.
Yeah, but you're still up here, and she and I are down here. It's bigger than even that. You are depressed. No?
Yes.
And do you think some counseling would help you?
Yes, it does. I think if we can find the time to match up with our schedules.
Well, we're going to make the time, because I'm going to send you. With regard to why you came here, you have a valid agreement. And so you are behind on those payments in the tune of $400. So I am going to find in her favor, because it is a notarized and legal agreement to separate as husband and wife. You were to pay $50 a week for a period of 8 weeks, but more than that. I'm going to send you to say, I think by maybe 4 marriage counseling sessions, okay? Once you start going, the government can provide you with any additional counseling you may need, but son, it's not a weakness to say I need help. I don't even know how you can be who you are. I'm just grateful to all of you who go out and you represent us. We are grateful, really. No matter who feels what about the war, I honor you all because you put your life on the line so we can do what we do. And we half the time don't even think about it. So I'm grateful for that. I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $400. In addition, the court will be sending you to marriage counseling, and with the incredible hope in the deepest part of my heart that somehow you find your way back to who you are. And then if it be God's will that you end up together, then so be it. All right? Court stands adjourned.
I'm going to try to help her become a priority by calling her and asking her about her medical appointments, something I haven't been doing in the past. And I believe that once I start doing that, she'll feel a little more confident to be able to come to me.
I think that it may work if we both wholeheartedly go in and we follow the judge's advice and we try not to be, as she put it, historical, and focus on the real issues and not just all the smoke and mirrors that kind of mask the real issues that's going on.
You know, I don't think I've left a single Judge Penny case thinking that it should have ended up any different, thinking that she made a big mistake. She is really out here doing the Lord's work. She is sending couples to counseling. She is providing counseling herself. It's actually incredible. The wisdom that she has, the ability to cut deep and see the underlying issues. I feel like everyone would benefit from watching Judge Penny. She has so much wisdom. She's able to kind of open the door to being more vulnerable, looking at problems deeper, and I think everyone can benefit from that. I hope that this couple is together again. I think that they just have so much happening in their lives, and it's understandable that it put a strain on their relationship. But they have kids, and it's important that the family stays together and that they're able to be there for each other. So I really do have hope for them, but I'm gonna choose to believe that it was happily ever after. But I'm curious to know your thoughts on this case. I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Leave a like and a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.